Hello, Namaste. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll take a look at how you can avoid these mistakes and improve your art while we sculpt our Gwen Stacy. But before getting into the video, hit the like button. That's the fee for this class. Hit it now. I'm waiting. Hit it now. Okay, so we will be creating this. Let's get in the video.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today we are taking a look at Tejun Kim's concept art and creating our own 3D version of this Gwen. And I hope your new year started off well and you have planned this according to your needs and your growth. I hope you good luck for the upcoming future. So we are right away into the base modeling of this Gwen, trying to put in all the shapes that is required to create a body. It's gonna be a bust, not a full body model, so that is what I'm doing right now. And you will notice that I have skipped a couple of steps. I will just get into the base and then some steps here and there to make the video reasonably long and reasonably fast. Here, let's get back to the screen and trying to figure out all the shapes, adjusting all the shapes, putting in the eye sockets, putting in all the basic primitives for arms, torso, etc. So while we sculpt, let's discuss one thing which is very important. I have noted down a couple of points which I would like to say, and while you watch the video, let's discuss that. So these are the mistakes that you can avoid for better art. First being procrastination, a very basic one but very important. People tend to procrastinate when it comes to art or work if they are addicted towards games or entertainment or any sort of other activities which deviates them from their work, and that is not acceptable. So here we just skipped a step and I am still creating the base and all the bases still not posed. I will pose it right here, but here we have a progress on Gwen and it's going pretty good. So I've basically used those basic brushes, clay build up, move, etc. Sometimes dummy and standard. So yeah, putting in the eyeballs, some paintings and eyebrows. That's what basically it is right now. And while creating a face, you might want to focus more on lips and nose as well as eyes. So basically all the face, but yeah, lips sometimes I see they just doesn't look real or natural. So, yeah, put some effort in lips more. And procrastination, we were talking about procrastination, and procrastination is a very big thing and a very big distraction for today's generation because phone, social media, everything, games. So whenever it comes to putting in some work or anything that requires your attention or focus, mind just slips on it, and mind's like, nah, let's have a rest for some time and I will figure out later. We'll finish it, we have time, and then comes the time that you don't have any time. So the first one was procrastination. Avoid that. Finish your work on time and try to stick to the schedule that you have made in the beginning. That was it. And here I am trying to block out the hair using Dynamesh all along for all of the body. That's how I will merge the neck to the torso and then even out the hair as well. Also, I will add different strands of hair later after posing, obviously. So let's talk about the next mistake that you want to avoid is avoid being a perfectionist. if you think your portfolio is not very well maintained, or you need to put some pieces first or do something, you are on a blank slate, so being a perfectionist is not a better idea. Yeah, you should not go, or it's always the case that you don't want to finish your piece. You want to keep improving it till you get satisfied, and the harsh truth is that you won't be ever satisfied. So yeah, avoid being a perfectionist. I'm just trying to remesh the hair, and that's, yeah, to have a better distribution of the polygons, and that's how you can have a non-stretchy details everywhere. The part you're seeing below the chest is gonna be disappeared, and here comes the process of posing. So I have not merged the body to the neck because I noticed that it's gonna be a suit, and suit have a t-shirt inside, and the t-shirt covers the neck, so why? And I will spend some time fixing the hands and fingers and everything. So yeah, you should too. Spend some time in your pose, that is important. Do not hang it on T-pose, that is not acceptable. If even if you have some high poly to present, if it's not official, do not leave it on T-pose. Have some poses around. Okay, so the next mistake that you want to avoid is no promotion for your artwork. Yeah, most of the artists are introvert, and they just hesitate to promote, or again, it's also related to the second point, which was being perfectionist. You don't tend to promote your artwork enough to get more visibility or exposure. So promote your artwork, promote it on Instagram, post whips, that's also acceptable. Post whips, ask feedbacks, and Instagram is the best place for whips, or servers, Discord server. Post on my Discord servers, join it, link in description. And giving out promotion, or even after posting your artwork on Instagram, after finishing it, post it elsewhere as well, like Facebook or other groups on Pixologic or LinkedIn as well. Post it. Nobody cares. It's your work. You have created it from the scratch, from 0 to 100. You are the hero. Post it wherever you want, if you are confident enough, and you should be. Before calling it done, you should be confident enough to post it everywhere and promote it as much as you can. Okay, so we are fixing all the overall shapes, giving her some pose, some stylish pose, and I was quite happy with the face, how it came out. The neutral look, the smiling face, neutral smile, and trying to make it more believable by looking at the camera, making her look at the camera. The next mistake that you want to avoid is give a point of focus in your art. Sorry, don't give a point of focus in your art. What do I mean by that? As a beginner, or someone who who lacks understanding or experience for art, it's sometimes that you wanna detail everywhere, and it just destroys the focus of viewer, that what he or she should look at first. So have a point of focus in your artwork, that the audience should look this, their eyes should focus or look at your artwork at what point, at the beginning. Whenever they see the art, it's that 3 seconds that catches the eyes, and what will they see first? You should always recognize that in your artwork and try to prioritize that. What you want to display first to the audience. It should not be other part of the body that is being focused, or if you are creating environment, or any kind of story-based artwork, even if it's a still character, that also is a very applicable one, that you should create a point of focus in your artwork. And here I am trying to create the hoodie. There will be the mesh inside that will work as a t-shirt as well. And here is the base of the hoodie. All the details will come one by one. After adding eyelashes, the character just turns out really well, especially females. So while doing them, try to work on faces first, so that you can get a hint if you are going on a right direction or not. Because sometimes I have seen artworks where the faces look not so good, and rest of the body and clothing looks just fabulous. So yeah, you should try to maintain overall quality of your artwork and have a point of focus. Here, what I am trying to do is trying to make a hoodie, this time as well, since it's posed, and especially for body tight suits, it's better to extract it from the body. That's why I post the body first and then extract it from there. And I'll just put in all the details and everything for the suit. Here was our t-shirt. Again, just adjusting here and there, nothing major. I haven't done anything very unique or flashy. I have just extracted meshes, shaped them, sculpted them with clay build-up or standard sometimes, and yeah, some details to have an effect of folds and clothing, that this, even if it's a body tight suit, it have those tight folds that happens when you have a spandex kind of material on the body. Yeah, study folds. That's my advice for today. Also subscribe. That is also one of the requests for today. So what I'm doing is I am creating a polygroup for hands, to make them isolate and post them or work on them whenever I want, in an easy way, by just hiding or unhiding them or masking them. Yeah, here I will extract this part by masking it. That is one of the details of a suit. So next point that you should do or avoid as a mistake, that don't have a story in your artwork. You always have some story, even if it's a character or any kind of artwork, that should have some kind of story behind it. Two kinds of stories actually. First is why you are making it, and the second one is the story for the character. That just makes the character more believable. If it's a samurai, or if it's someone even stylized, it should be some pose in it, or something that you should have in mind why you are doing it, and why the character is in such conditions. So I found this concept very, very intriguing, that yeah, it's a very playful character, and the story behind it, that she is in a playful mood and might be talking to Miles, and they must be discussing about something in a playful manner, flirty way. So yeah, that was the story behind this one. So have some story behind your character and try to focus on that. How the character, or if it's a medieval character, you should have some wear and tear and some war things on faces, like scratches or those, what do you say, the cuts on face or something like that, some kind of wound. So it can be anything, but there should be a story behind any character. What kind of prop it's carrying, what is the functionality of the character, if it's a mage, if it's a warrior, if it's a swords Swordmaster or something else. Have a story. So here I am trying to touch up the face as well as the hair part a little bit more, and that's when I realized that I had that weird pinching issue happening on the face. Then I just re-remeshed it and projected the details again, deleted the old mesh, and I got the plain smooth cheek that I like. So yes, here just looking at if it works on skin shader, which I just didn't like at all. I will just go back to my matte cap and I mostly work on that. It just suits me. And pleasing to the eye. It gives me proper details and everything. So have a shader, or have you a shader which is not so glossy, not very rough, so that you miss out on details, or it shouldn't be uncomfortable on the eyes. Okay, the next point. After completion of your model, you should avoid too many touch-ups. By that I mean, when you are compositing or finishing up the model, the finishing touches that you say is the word, finishing touches that you are giving. Sometimes people just tend to give them a lot, so it's again clashes with the point that we talked about, the point of focus, and you should avoid that. You should avoid giving too many touch-ups, too many distracting things for your artwork. If it's a still image, again, even if it's a 3D model for game or anything, if you're working on, you should avoid those too many touch-ups. Just can be distracting, and it can just waste your time a lot. So yeah, that was the second last point. And here I am just finishing up all the colors for suit, and after this, here will come exciting part. We are getting towards the end of the production of this model, just detailing the suit, and I will color the specific areas. Also will add some webs which were there in the suit. Excuse me. Some kind of detail or some of the freckles on the face, which I like for stylized characters, especially because they have beautiful freckles, which looks way more interesting. And here I'm using surface noise to add some kind of honeycomb pattern for the suit, which makes it more futuristic and superheroic. You can do that. To do that, if you are using dynamic mode work, so have a UV for that, automatic unwrap or unwrap by polygroup. Do that, and on the lower subdivision level, and you can apply your noises very easily on UV settings. So the next point and the last point being not identifying yourself as an artist. A very important point. So in the beginning, if you are not sure what you should do, or if you are not getting a very positive feedbacks, sometimes it feels like why are you here, or you don't give yourself a lot of credit for your artwork. So if you are not using AI, then that's the case. Or else it's a big mistake that new people, or sometimes old experienced people also do that, not identifying themselves as an artist. It's a big mistake. If you are learning something and trying to replicate that, you are not, even if you are not creating something new, like me, what I'm doing right now, I am not creating something new. It's a concept art I liked very much, but in this day and age, the way to create that in that 2D image in 3D is an art. It's not something I'm doing technically, or I'm not doing software engineering, something like that. It's an art, and I am an artist. I can probably say that. You should too. If you think you are being depressed or you are not getting positive feedback on your artwork, don't just sit behind and get in the corner or cry. No, don't do that. You are an artist. You are a hardworking artist, unlike others who copy paste stuff. That don't do that. They just it's illegal to download the model and change it. No, it's almost similar to using AI. Do not do that. Rather, create something from scratch, and you are an artist. Even if you are doing photo bashing, even if you are doing kit bashing for your 3D sci-fi model or mecha model, it's still fine, because art is an emotion. You should have a sense of what you are putting there. You cannot just make your artwork noisy and call it done. That is an unsensible art, which maybe gives you a notation that you are not an artist. But yeah, if you have some sense of art and you are giving in some effort and trying to create a piece that makes sense, you can call yourself an artist. Do not stand back and let others ruin your day by saying whatever. So here I have started putting in the shapes for hair. I'll spend some time here because this is one of the key factors of this model. I really like the hair, and that's what I am trying to do. Trying to put in the effort and putting in all the strands one by one. And do not run away from this piece. The more you work on it, the more complex it gets, and the more good looking it gets. Yeah. I really want to request you to join Discord. If you have any question, any kind of wit or feedback, if you want in your artwork, join Discord. I am present there, and it's better. We have a good community there. Link is in the description. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are getting some values out of it. I will be creating characters always, so that's not going anywhere. Here, trying to shape up all the strands one by one, trying to figure out what looks good and what angle. One thing I would like to say that if you take any 2D concept, do not, sometimes people, it's an art and it might look better in 2D, but if you try to create or replicate same thing in 3D, it might look very good. Yeah, so have an understanding of how you're gonna make your model, because it's your model. It might be inspired from somebody's artwork, but it should not be matching from 0 to 100. That's fine even it doesn't match, because it will break the proportion. You are creating it in 3D and the guy created in 2D. That's a big difference right there. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense to match all along. Why I'm saying this, because I noticed that the character's head in 2D was coming way behind the ear, but if I try to replicate the same thing in 3D, that will make my skull very elongated shape, and I don't want that. So yeah, have an understanding of basic anatomy, practice that, very important, and work your way through it. Change wherever you want in your model, add few things, remove few things if you want. That's fine if it looks good to you and your work. that's fine, you can do that. So the hair is coming along nicely, and while we are here, I hope you understood the point that I made for mistakes that you can avoid. That was procrastination, avoid being a perfectionist, no promotion of your artwork, give a point of focus in your art, have a story for your character or your artwork, avoid too many touch-ups in your artwork while compositing or at any, like, the last stage, and not identifying yourself as an artist. Okay, so I hope you liked the video. I hope my talking makes sense, and I hope you will subscribe, and I will see you soon in future. And if you are interested in something, let me know, comment something down there. It helps me and motivates me. So once the outer layer and strands are done, I will be detailing the inside, the mesh that I keep inside. You cannot work only with the strands. You should have some mesh inside for hair, for high poly at least. If it's not a game ready character, that's fine, because it just saves some work. If it's not visible, if the thing is stick to the head, that's fine, you can have it. So yeah, that way your hair will look better. Have a mesh inside, a thick mesh inside, and then build your strands on top of them, and try to create as much silhouette break as you can in hair. That just makes it more believable and less muddy, sculpty. Yeah, less muddy. Have some breakage or the edges. Use AccuCurve, pull in, push in. Do that. That way, create some silhouette. And here we are, giving her some final touch-ups. Keep in mind what I have said today, and I hope you will like her as much as I do, and stay tuned for the next video. I have been creating a lot of videos these days. There's some videos on art directions as well. Some more will come soon. If you like to cover some topics on art direction, let me know in the description. And if you like to connect, get in on Discord, send a hi, I'll reply. I will see you in the next one. Take care, peace, and enjoy the final moments. and turntable and the compositing rendered shot of Gwen.